Welcome to Who's Your Mama, a podcast focusing on tomorrow's future, which are our kids, educators, teachers, parents, all encompassing with the goal of understanding that our brain is a muscle that we can exercise to control the speed in the direction that we want. Let's go, y'all. The time is now. So, Mark Williams of NUUX, welcome to Who's Your Mama.
Thank you so much. Grateful to be here.
We're very grateful to have you on here. You have such an interesting background and you have this company that you started. For
Yes.
those that aren't familiar, I'll just let them know that you are currently based out of Madrid, Spain.
Yes. Yep.
But it's been a journey. And so we'd love us, for the time at least we have for today. And hopefully maybe you'll come back on because you've got so much to share. And I think inspiration for people that are maybe thinking about starting a business, maybe thinking about living abroad, how that's impacted them culturally in both their personal and business life. So tell us a little bit about where you're originally from, what got you to where you're at now, and some things that you would like to share with others who might be inspired to do something similar.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so I'm originally from Michigan. So it's a great place, really cold, unfortunately. So really what took me out of there was the cold. It was like the 2019 solstice, winter solstice, that I was like, this is my breaking point. And I was pre-med before. And so what kind of took me to the route that I'm on right now, it was just looking for something I was a little bit more passionate about. I'm the child of immigrants, Nigerians, and so they kind of go with the, doctor, lawyer, engineer route. And so for me, I picked doctor, and it just wasn't something I was too passionate about. So from
I'm
there,
sorry to interrupt you. Because I'm sure that people listening can relate to that of some decide to go down a path because of pressures from family
right.
and things like that. What was your parents' reaction when you when you did take a different direction?
Oh, yeah, they were not happy. For me, what I did before was, luckily I was able to, find a good opportunity, found a job within digital marketing, and I just kind of did it under the radar. Didn't tell them that I was even thinking about it. I just said, "Hey, by the way, I quit the MCAT, sold all my stuff, and I'm moving to LA, and I got a job." So they were not happy. They were just like, "Okay." Yeah.
So there's that. But
Yep.
you followed your passion and obviously it's been very successful. So I think that's one of the things we talk about on Who's Your Mama. And as being a single mama, my daughter's now a junior in high school, and I talked to her about ever since she was little, it doesn't have to be my route, but something you start, you finish. And if it's not something you're passionate about, I support you to move on. But as you get older, being consciously conscious about it. And it sounds like you very much were. So then what happened from LA? What got you to Madrid?
Yeah, so essentially, honestly, the same thing, really just chasing that passion. It was kind of in my first job, I found a lot of aspects of it that I really enjoyed, and I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into that. And for me, the area that I was in before was a little bit more traditional strategy, advertising, things like that. And I was looking for something a little bit more digital, a little bit more creative focus, and that's when I got into UX design. And so working there at another enterprise after my first job was it just kind of taught me that I don't think I love just working or contributing to one corporation. I want to see if I can take the skills that I learned from my previous job, marketing and advertising, along with UX design, and apply it towards smaller businesses, medium-sized businesses. And I found an addiction of really just kind of saying, because of my efforts, because of my work, you were able to make this much, or you were able to grow this much. Just kind of really showing design can impact your business in this way. So,
And so why Madrid specifically?
yeah, I would say Madrid specifically because as I was kind of moving on to helping other clients, just helping other people and finding that passion, I was also looking for something, I would say a higher quality of life and just people and a culture that I really enjoyed. So for me, something that I found was I found different creators online that were talking about digital nomad lifestyle, talking a little bit more about, you know, truly the best thing in life is the freedom that you're able to buy with some of the different passions that you have. So it's really it was really just the freedom of I don't want to have my job, or I don't want to have, my time stuck to one area or to one location. How can I kind of expand on that? And so creating NUUX Design Studios was a product of that, and exploring the world and kind of finding Madrid and going, I love everything about this city. One of my favorite, best, in my opinion, best city in the world, was just, okay, I want to move here and do it.
What would you say is the a contrast between a mentality of working in Europe versus American work culture? And how has that helped you grow personally and professionally?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I would say the biggest contrast is that a lot of people say it here, especially in Spain, is that it's a lot more relaxed here. Something I've noticed is that a lot of people would they prioritize, you know, work for life, not life for work. And I would honestly kind of say that is the main contrast where when I was in LA, a lot of my hours, I could be 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and it's just work, and it's just getting the projects done and then kind of getting ready for the next day. Whereas here, it's kind of less hours, it's a lot more relaxed. And, it's kind of taught me within my work specifically because I was still bringing that let's work at all hours, let's work at all times, even when I was here at the beginning. After kind of getting involved into the culture and kind of just prioritizing more of my friends, more social life, things like that, I'm definitely taking a little bit more of a relaxed approach with some aspects. Yes, that does mean some sacrifice, mostly monetarily, but I would say in terms of happiness and overall satisfaction, like that's where I find the most benefit, and that's essentially what you're buying with that.
Yeah, we talk a lot about on Who's Your Mama, kind of our tagline is brain health is life health, and we talk about energy hygiene. How long would you say it took you to adapt, and how has that affected both physical and mental overall well-being? I know you touched on it a little bit, but how have you seen that grow and things that you would only one would know within themselves? And then what would you say advice you would give to others who um, are are open to taking that leap of faith within themselves?
Yeah, honestly, I would say it took me probably a little bit of it took me a little while for me to get used to it, I would say. Only because that mindset of constantly wanting to grow or hit that number is very ingrained into you, especially with the work culture that I went through, and even just the media that you consume around you, the friends that you have as well. And I think it's just a matter of time. I think everyone is different, of kind of making that switch if that's what they're looking for. And then also things take time in, my company as well. As we move on and as we grow, there are processes where I do see a lot more growth than others that maybe if my mindset was, in the other path before, I would not have had my eyes open enough to kind of see uh, that this is a path we could have gone down to grow. And really, to just anyone who is looking to do something similar, I would say the biggest thing that I tell everyone is really just focus more on skills that you can accomplish, or skills that I would say are something that other people find valuable, and just focus on skill stacking almost, to provide value. And then that's what you can utilize to just buy your time, break free from someone owning your time.
Oh, very well said. I feel like I'm gonna need to start. I started a new job in December, and I'm gonna try and reflect on what we spoke about and take some pages out of your book to, I think, breathe, because at the end of the day, most things in life I feel like are not emergencies,
Mm.
and but what we create in our mind can
Yeah.
create those sense of and how that affects us overall. If you, as we're starting to wrap up, how would you describe your brand in one way? Um, your actual brand, which is NUUX, and how, if you were to describe yourself as a brand, what would that be and why?
Yeah, I love that question because we actually just went through a brand redesign last year at the near the end of the year. because something that I'm trying to go for, not trying to, something that we've established is that we want people to understand that we're not, we want to feel as though we are a high-end boutique agency that people can approach. We provide high quality work, but we're not, that scary, uh, unapproachable feeling that you might get when you see like Givenchy or Bottega. Um, and it's not cheap work either. You're still, you feel comfortable to talk to us. So something maybe like Zara or Urban Outfitters, and for example. And then also just giving you that comfortable feeling where everything is collaborative. So
White glove service, family oriented, it sounds like.
yeah, exactly
Yeah.
that.
And what about you personally?
Me personally, the way that I would describe myself is just honestly, I would try my best to inspire a lot of my friends and support a lot of them as well. So I try to do that with my audience as well. Me personally, on my page, I just talk a little bit about my own journey, and I really hope I can do the same for other people as other creators did for me. Because truly, I don't think I would have gone the route that I had if I didn't come across some of the creators that I look up to still to this day. So.
That's amazing. It's the full circle, pay it forward. I'm a big person of watering the grass where you're standing, spread the fertilizer and water it beyond. That's true sense of community.
100%, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on here. If anyone wants to get in touch with you, what would be the best way um, for NUUX?
Yeah, they can either visit our website, newxstudios.com, or they can reach out to me on Instagram or our business Instagram, so at NewX Studios or at Mark S. Williams _. So
Okay, well, that's great. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. Mark Williams of NUUX Studios. As we always sign off on Who's Your Mama, call to action is let's go, y'all. The time is now.
let's go, y'all. The time is now.
Thank you for tuning in to Who's Your Mama. And I look forward to collaborating from a community standpoint for the next episodes.